Science Club. Today we are going to be learning about crystals. We are studying NGSS 5 PS1-1, which is showing that matter is made up of particles too small to be seen, and that when you accumulate those particles, something visible is created. For this activity, you're going to need some salt, a pot and some water, a craft stick or pipe cleaner or something like that. You can also use a sponge. You'll need a hot plate or a stove and a jar. All right, let's get started. Now let's make our salt crystals. First, turn on your hot plate or stove and start adding water. You want enough water to fill up your jar, but you don't really need any more than that. Next, add salt. Typically, you're gonna add about as much salt as you did water. This will help you make crystals even faster. Now just wait for it to heat up and start to boil, and then we'll move on to the next step. When your water starts to boil, give it a stir. If all of the salt dissolves, then you need to add more salt. What you're looking for is a film of salt that starts to crystallize on the surface of your pot. That's how you know it's ready. So we need to add more salt. A supersaturated solution is adding too much of one thing to where it can no longer dissolve into something else. So this water now has too much salt. It can't absorb it all, so it's supersaturated enough. You can see the salt particles hanging out on top of the water, and that means it's done. Turn off your heat and put your water in your jar. Next, add in your stick, your string, your pipe cleaner, whatever you're gonna use to form the crystals around. Put it in there. The more texture that your item has, the faster your crystals will grow, the bigger they'll grow, because there's more things for them to stick to. A relatively smooth stick like this is not going to produce as many crystals as something fuzzy. Set your jar aside overnight and then come back and look at the crystals. When your crystals dry, they're gonna look like this. You can tell that they have square particles and they're all angular. Now, I didn't let this soak for very long, so these crystals didn't get very big, but if I had let it soak for longer, they would have been even bigger. Save your salt crystals to compare with your other crystal types at the end of the month so that you can help with identifying the type of crystal that it is in comparison to other crystals.